Hey YouTube, it's Katie. It is late. It is after midnight on Tuesday, so technically early Wednesday morning. And I am doing a video for one big reason and a couple little reasons too. But last week on Thursday was my week 19 weigh-in, and I was getting close to my 50-pound mark again, and I said I wouldn't make a video unless I hit it, and I hit it. So hitting my 50-pound mark, lost, since December 17th, 2009 from having the realized lap band. I hit it once before, and then I went to Vegas and had some Vegas weight gain, whatever. Hit it again today. So this morning I woke up and weighed in at 258.6, which is an even 50-pound loss since my date of surgery. So I was excited. I was excited that I got back down to that point. The biggest challenge with this whole process in me is the mental part of it. It's not that I physically can't go to the gym. It's not that I physically can't eat. Well, I mean, the band does restrict. And I have to say, even at this point, my fill was, April 1st. So over a month out, my fill is still very much in effect. For a long time, I was worried that, I had a leak. Definitely not the issue. I definitely still have restriction. And the last time I made a video, I hadn't, to this point, up until this point in 19 weeks, hadn't had any throw up episodes. I have now had 2. So I guess I'm now in the club of, throwing up. So not a cool club, but it's a club, so, So I've been going to the gym, and, the hardest thing for me is, when you start to see weight loss and you start to see the pounds, shedding away, you kind of get this, I kind of get this cocky attitude in my head, not even intentionally, of look how easy it's becoming. And then I kind of give up without even knowing it, and then before you know it, I'm not going to the gym and I'm gaining. The biggest thing for me now is I'm recognizing that and I'm doing something to prevent it. This week, even though the scale's been moving down, which is great, there are so many times when I could have just literally stopped what I've been doing as far as the hard work and not gone to the gym and eaten ice cream or potato chips or whatever and just continue to gain. But then you kind of think back to, why did I have the surgery? Obviously I needed help and I got it, and now it's up to me to utilize that help. So kind of a crossroad for me this week. So many times could I have changed my attitude, and I just stayed on the positive road to my end results. It's about progress, not perfection. I cannot say that over and over enough, but it is so true for me right now. So anyway, hit the 50-pound goal, which is exciting. So other non-scale victories. A couple videos back I talked about how I was so excited. I haven't been dress shopping in so long because, I felt huge and I felt like I looked huge, and the last thing I wanted to put on was a dress. I just didn't feel girly and pretty. So I bought this dress for my husband, like an event we had for my husband. And I have to say, I looked pretty cute. It's not often, nor ever, do I really say that or think that, especially saying it out loud. But I felt really, really cute in it. It had like a high waist belt, and I felt like I had a figure. And I walked in with my husband to this event, and it was with tons of family and friends. And it was just an amazing feeling. It was kind of like a Biggest Loser reveal, if you will. In my head it was. Like, they haven't seen their family, for 4 months or whatever. They walk in, their family's like, oh my god, that's kind of what it felt like. It was like a miniature Biggest Loser, reunion or feeling, whatever. So that was kind of fun. Some family I haven't seen in a while, and they were just like, you look so good, oh my god. And that is fuel to get me back to gym, on the elliptical, busting a sweat, making it worth all the while. So anyway, the dress, I felt good in the dress. That's all I'll say. And my husband, you know, you could think of a lot of words that guys could use, like, oh, you look hot, or you look, he was like, you look gorgeous. I'm like, oh, like, of all words that guys could say, that just made me feel gorgeous, which is awesome, so I'll take it. Another non-skill victory, and I know this sounds really stupid or cheesy, but I always stretch before and after I work out. And for the longest time, in fact, I can't even think of a time, maybe when I was in like elementary school, I could not touch my toes. Like if you physically stand straight up and bend straight over without bending your legs, I have not ever, that I can remember, been able to touch my toes until tonight, which is kind of cool. I'm like, all this stuff is getting out of the way and allowing room for me to bend over and physically touch my toes. So that was exciting. What else? So my 20s, my size 20 pants that I've been wearing, I've been feeling a little saggy ass. People were like, you know, your pants are falling off. Well, I'm like, whatever. Because I physically, in my head, it's kind of like a mental block. Like you don't think you can get to a certain size, you know. Everyone has a size of what they want to get to. And as you approach these sizes, you're looking at it and thinking, that's too small. I'm not going to be able to fit into it. Well, I started this process at like a very snug 24. So, you know, when I hit 20, it was like, oh my God, I'm like a model, you know. That's how you feel sometimes. So I went to Old Navy and I bought, you know, let me back up. I actually bought a pair of Old Navy jeans online, regular woman size 20, got them and they were too big. And I'm like, this is weird. So I took them back to the store, and it was kind of fun because she's like, you know, what's the reason you're returning it? I'm like, they're too big, which I never say that. Usually I'm like, oh, they don't look right, meaning like they don't fit, they're too small. And so I went to the dressing room with a size 18, and I got those bitches on. I was excited. I didn't buy them because I thought, even though they're on, that doesn't mean they look cute at this point. They're up, they're zipped, they're buttoned, but I felt like they were kind of painted on. So I didn't buy them quite yet. But the fact is, I got a pair of 18s on. I was so excited. So, that feels good. That feels good. What else? A funny story to share. Tonight, while at the gym, it's Tuesday, for me, well, for the video's sake. So tonight at the gym, I was watching The Biggest Loser, and I have my headphones on, so I'm not listening to the TV, but I'm watching it. And for me, I love The Biggest Loser. Do I think those results weekly are typical? Not at all. But I think it's so motivating and inspiring that they are literally changing their body and changing their health and changing their life. And I cry like every week like a little sissy girl watching it. I think it's super motivating. So tonight on the elliptical, I'm doing like the workout mode, which takes you from like, you know, a level 4 to a level 10, and then you do like for 4-minute, you know, increments each time. So that alone is tough, you know, and I do it for like 45 minutes. Well, tonight I did it for like an hour because I was so engrossed in the show. But with that said, I was literally going through all these emotions watching the show because they would show like a reveal of something and then I'd start crying. I look like a freak, I'm sure, on the elliptical because I have my headphones on and I'm like jamming out to like Britney Spears or something. And at the same time watching The Biggest Loser like crying because I'm so happy and like so excited for them and I know that's going to be me someday, and I just look like a goof, I'm sure, but whatever. It felt fantastic because I thought it gave me so much more fire. So I think for sure gym nights will be Tuesday nights because, oh my God, that was a great feeling. So anyway, if anybody was at the gym and saw me, sorry about that. What else? I'm going to attach some pictures of me in the dress.